Hello everyone, SirMonkeySuit or Zappy here, back again with Blockade Battlefront. We are on episode 3, and in the last episode we had Leo be kidnapped by what I could only really be described as demons who were getting people and, basically keeping them for human consumption, which is prohibited. With thank fuck for that, But yeah, I mean, they kidnapped him. They were taking him into what they referred to as like the Altar World's heart, or like, beyond is what it's referred to on the sign. And obviously I had questions about whether or not they were actually on like the very out, on the basically on like the outer edge, sort of on the rim, the whole time, and where they were going was actually specifically into the fog. But I think that's not the case at all. I think they are within the fog. It's just that they were getting sort of further in, But yeah, I mean, I talked about specifically last episode about how I'm just enjoying reacting to this because it's a very fun show, But I mean, I'm liking the dynamic of having it be just like a really fun show to watch and witness. But have these questions and this mystery surrounding everything, because those are the types of shows that like I really get into a lot. So, I'm just excited to see what we get next. We ended the last episode with Leo was in hospital, but he was in like the recovery stage, so he hadn't been let go from the hospital yet. But he was in the sort of grounds area, and he went into this like wooded sort of like area and come across a cemetery that was essentially like hidden from sight, and came across a ghost girl as well. And I had like these theories about, is it just a case of only he can see because he has these eyes, or not, But he came across the ghost girl anyway, and I think she wanted to be called White, and that's basically where we ended off. So I'm going to assume that at the beginning of this episode we're going to kick right back off with that and get some more insight on who she is, and how that will relate to the story. But yeah, don't think there's anything else really to talk about. So we're going to get in episode 3. If you do want to watch the reaction, the link will be in the description below to the 10-minute version. There'll also be a link to the full length as well. If you do want the full and not just the 10-minute version, then the offer is there for you. But yeah, nothing else really to talk about. So we're going to get in episode 3 and see what we get. So without further ado, let's go. Right, episode 3, I mean, I don't know whether I really want to go into like what the after credit scene was talking about. I mean, it's from somebody that we haven't met yet, but referred to Leo as his brother, and was like the whole like he was talking about like this whole thing of like this, the person you least expect will come out and find you, and like, I mean, I don't know, because previous to that, like before the ending popped up, right, where we had Leo and White sitting down, and White was talking about her brother, and I think she may have saw something in a photo because she like sort of like gasped, or essentially like made a noise whilst looking through photos, and then followed that up with, I hope you have good eyesight. Almost like as if they are like what White is saying and what the guy in the after credit scene is saying is almost like sort of it could be connected, like almost in a way that White is expecting her brother to go after Leo, because there was that kid in episode 1 at the end that was like over Leo's shoulder and looking at him, right? He also had the same colour hair. So there was that. Because I was thinking when we met White last episode, I thought that there was like they were the same person. But, I don't know. But we do know that there was a kid behind him in episode 1 that was like, finally I found him. Interesting that he didn't like, I don't know what his motive is. Like, I don't know why he's looking for Leo in particular, but he was right there, right next to him. So I don't know why he didn't, go and talk to him or capture him or whatever he's trying to do. if he was already there. You know what I mean? I mean, I guess he's tailing him for whatever reason, keeping an eye out on him from afar. I don't know, but yeah, interesting that I feel like that there is some connection there, and if that'll be in next episode. But I've run out of time, so I can't actually record another episode today, so I'm gonna have to record that and get it up tomorrow. So there is that. But yeah, I mean, fucking what an episode, man. This game is just like fun, but with like, it's weird because it's like they're almost. I mean, the thing is because I'm watching Ghost in the Shell standalone complex as well, where you have these episodes that are standalone, and then those that are complex and deal with the overarching story. And I feel like that's similar to what's going on here. Like, there's this overarching thing with like drugs and everything like that. They obviously have like a bigger part to play in whoever's dealing with them and everything like that. I mean, for all we know, it could play a part with Femd, King of Depravity. He could be involved in the whole thing. But yeah, I mean, the overarching thing about being like, this angel scale, which is a drug that allows people to, basically alter themselves in certain ways and like, change the way that they are. In particular, I can't remember the fucking word. Shit with words today, man. Honestly, I'm telling you, the heat is really getting to me. See if I can find it, because I just want to. Like, basically, they can just turn themselves into whatever the fuck they want, right? And funny enough, that tied into Zap and what he was doing before, about someone who just came out and he started a fight with him, and then Zap just essentially cut his fucking head off, and thinking that he was just he seemed like a human anyway, but who knows. Yeah, so temporary physical alteration is what they're, so involving perceptual sensitization, muscular and reflexive augmentation as well. So they can literally become stronger and faster as well with this drug. So not only can they, basically change their, change the way they look, but they can also basically get, either if they're humans, they can basically make themselves super strong or super fast, and super quick. So I believe, yeah, that's the overarching thing that's happening. But in the background of this episode, where it was just about essentially a chess match, which obviously it's taken from chess, but it has its own like in-world rules. It's not chess per se, but it involves squares on a board, and you move your pieces to, I assume, get rid of to basically. Well, I mean, even Klaus said like checkmate. So checkmate is in there. Now I'm not even going to go into any more. Like, I specifically just didn't take the game seriously, because I mean, I don't think there's any point. I think it's just there specifically as like, it's a game within the world, but it doesn't really play that much of a big part, right? I mean, there's a reason why they didn't show the specific moves that they were making, because it's like, it's just there to look cool and different and not be chess, right? Because it was literally made by the guy, the Don Arlel, or whatever his name, Arlel, a big mob boss within the Hellsalem's lot, whatever. Or not even specifically that, but within this realm, whatever. I mean, even within this new realm that cropped up in place of New York City, he's also got a shadow realm. I talked about that in the reaction, that it's just fucking, it's Yu-Gi-Oh, isn't it? Just Yu-Gi-Oh, like, but with a chess type game. You know what I mean? You put them in the Shadow Realm, and you ask for requests, and it's a game of stakes. You basically request something by betting your life, essentially. So he's a lot like a Shinigami in a way, where, you know, like, he takes life from them, I suppose, to get to him, like, you know, to give to himself. I mean, otherwise, why would he, you know, why would he sort of request that if they want to have, like, to play the game, to get something of their own, that they give up their life for it? So it must be something that obviously helps him, and having, you know, taking life from another being and adding it to himself is very Shinigami-esque. You know, but I can't believe he had his own fucking Shadow Realm, man. Bloody hell. So yeah, I mean, we had Klaus go, you know, head down there with a new character that we've met, so called KK. And I went back and I had a look to the info screen that cropped up with her, and it says Bratatat Mom. I don't know what that means. That she's a mother of some sort. Like, I don't think she's an actual mother. I mean, she may be, but I feel like it's just a case of, like, she has that motherly sort of personality. She's the motherly character of the so-called Libra group, I feel like, because Klaus is like the fatherly one, you know, KK is like the motherly one. You know, and it seems as though she deals with bullets and bombs and stuff like that, so she's very you know, like, into a sort of, you know, guns and accessories and stuff like that, and use them in that regard. So, you know, if we ever get to see her fight, like, properly, it'll be cool to see how she integrates her blood with that. If, like, her bullets are infused with, like, a blood or whatever, and it, you know, working in different ways, it'll be cool to see. So yeah, they went down there, or at least, you know, KK essentially took them there, and they were met with this Olchenko dude. Now, I don't really know if this guy even matters in any way other than the way Klaus feels about things. I think this Olchenko dude was pretty much, like, I don't think we're ever going to see him again. He was there as a representative for how Klaus feels about living beings and humans or whatever in general, that it's kind of like, because they are weak and everything like that, it's just like, I mean, it wasn't I guess, I suppose, like, you know, this may sound like an insult, I don't mean it this way, but it's like, it wasn't really groundbreaking in the way that Klaus feels about it, other than the fact that he's just, you know, a good guy, and you know, he just feels as though, I mean, I don't get what he means. I didn't get what Klaus meant by Olchenko is, like, you know, he's a mind that's needed in the world right now. I don't really know about that, because I don't see where that could possibly be. He was former Soviet Union, you know, and he wanted nuclear weapons for his country. Is this guy really worth saving? I don't know. Why does he need nuclear weapons? You know? And he immediately fucking threw Klaus under the bus as well, because he didn't want him to know he's there. So clearly he's up to some shady shit. So I feel like it's just a case of, I think when Klaus was like, this guy's needed for for the world or whatever, that he was just trying to get him out of there without getting killed, right? I don't think Klaus knew what this guy was up to, I suppose. I mean, he knew who he was, though, because when he saw him there, he was like, "Fuck, what are you doing down here?" You know. So he obviously knows who he is, but he's clearly up to some shady shit. If he's doesn't want people to know that he's there, and he's wanting nuclear weapons for Russia. So, you know, I mean, it's not a great look, is it? So I don't, like, worth saving. Fucking hell. I mean, I'd like to hope that this experience has changed his way of thinking. You know, like Klaus just went in there and risked his life for you, mate. I mean, we know that obviously he was doing it for other reasons as well. But I think that's the big thing anyway that we got from that, is like Olchenko was basically used as a representative for how he feels about humans and beings in general. But also the fact of, like, it was interesting after the fact when Leo eventually turned up in the episode. I mean, I know he did at the start, for a very short period of time, but he didn't play a big part in this episode. But when he did, turn up at the end there, and he talked about how they weren't aware of how Klaus got his information, that it does make Klaus very... You can be sympathetic towards Klaus and like also see him as like a hero in a way, because he's out there giving, like, you know, risking his life just for the sake of getting some information on fucking drugs and letting, you know, Libra do their job and everything like that, you know. So it's respectable, definitely respectable for Klaus. So yeah, I mean, the chess game's called Crossfire. I forgot to mention that. So yeah, I do remember what it's called. Again, it's like one of those things that I feel just for the sake of the episode, it was used as a, you know, like a sort of like a tool to move the sort of story forward. So I don't know if we're really going to see Crossfire again. I mean, I feel like we may see it like Klaus, like when they're in the office, Klaus is on his fucking, you know, on his laptop again, fucking playing away. You know, it might be that, but I don't think like it's going to be just a bigger deal. Although, that being said, what I was just talking about there with Leo, talking about how, shut up, they don't know how Klaus got the information. This is something that Klaus does a lot. I mean, it was said that this Don Arlel and Klaus were pretty good friends, so I imagine they see each other a lot. And a lot of the time Klaus goes in there if they need information that they can't find themselves. Klaus goes down there, risks his life to get the information, and then that's that. So it could be a case of maybe we see him go down there again, but I don't think it'll be as like an epic showdown thing as it was in this episode, you know. Like, we may see him, like, he may even just say, oh fuck, I'm going down there, and then we'll see him again later in the episode and he's got the information back. But yeah, I mean, the first guy was playing Yamakawa anyway. That was the guy who was playing on you know, online, I suppose. So yeah, we've got his name. I don't know if he's any like big deal within this story or not. We'll just have to wait and see with that. What else? I mean, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it in terms of the Crossfire thing and everything to do with that and Klaus and everything like that. So the last thing that we really need to talk about is Leo and the things that happened with him. So yeah, I've talked about what happened at the end of the episode, but at the first, I don't know what the fuck was happening there. That was a weird edit. That was a weird edit, and I don't know if it was on purpose, and I don't know if it has any sort of... I don't know if it... Because it could be one, right, either it can be two things. Either it's a dodgy edit, and I believe like they've probably done it on purpose, but otherwise I think it could be a case of a dreamscape that Leo is in. Like something that isn't... Because the thing that's really bothering me is the transition. It's the edit that has like gotten me to think about this. Because she jumped off the fucking statue, presumably like, well, right on top of him, right? And then just before she hit, he wakes up, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? It's almost like, it's like the equivalent of me watching an episode and then skipping ahead 10 minutes. Like, that's what it felt like. Like, 1 minute we're here, and the next minute we're here. And I'm like, wait, where is he? What's happening? Is this a dream? Where are we? What is this? Because we've never seen his apartment before, have we? If we have, it's been very, like, slight. You know what I mean? Like, nothing really to take note of. And considering the fact that even if we had seen it before and were really accustomed to it, the fact that half of the fucking building was just cut off and now it's like a viewing platform... I don't know if you would tell anyway. But he was in bed and he woke up like it was a dream that was happening. So, because we haven't... See, this is going to be an interesting one, because it's going to be... I'm going to be looking out for... if she turns up in front of any other characters. Because didn't she talk about this last episode, about how, you know, Leo can see her, but no one else can? And then it's like, well, she's a ghost. But is it a case of is she a ghost, or is it just a dream, some kind of dreamscape that Leo can, like, he is in, and it's something to do with his eyes. I'm just interested to see when she'll appear, and if it's only alongside Leo and she never appears in, like, with other characters, like, on screen. And even if she does any of them acknowledge her? Do they even know she's there? I don't know. But I think we will get information on that in regards to who her brother is. If I'm right in thinking that what was the whoever the character was that was talking in the after credits scene is in any way related to her and the brother thing, then that's where we'll get, like, the confirmation and the information regarding her is through that dude, that brother. The odd thing that I can't wrap my head around is the reason why that character talking referred to Leo as his brother. You know? Because if I'm thinking that's the brother of White that's talking, then that would make White Leo's sister, right? I mean, who knows? The character talking could just be another character that I'm not even thinking of. The reason why I'm just making the assumption is because I've seen them two together in an opening, like White and then a character next to her that looks a lot like the character that was at the end of episode 1. So I just feel like there's definitely something there. If there's something that Leo just doesn't remember, or like there's like a connection between Leo and White that Leo isn't aware of. If it's a case of like something that's already happened in the future but Leo's doesn't know, but White and the brother do, I don't know. Because that's the thing, is like the fact that this is this alternate fucking world that just sprouted up. Like I can't throw anything out the window. Like, anything is possible at this point in this world, right? Because it doesn't work by the laws of fucking physics or anything like that. And pair that with the fact that I've only just seen episode 3, I'm kind of lacking in a lot of information. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's all just, anything could happen, you know. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, that's what I've got. Again, fun episode, you know what I mean? It's good to just watch this show, have a fun time with it, and just, you know, get involved in the mystery and everything happening. So yeah, I'm really liking this show, really liking it a lot. So yeah, that is all I got, for today. This episode for early access patrons, this will be out today, Friday. And I'll get episode 4 out tomorrow for you if I can. Okay, so thank you everyone for watching. In the description below, I've linked to certain things. One of them is the Discord, so you can get yourself over there if you wish. And I also have a Patreon page as well, so if you do want to support me on Patreon, that'd be very much appreciated. There is a bunch of different tiers and rewards there, like early access. That gives you access to shows a week early. There's also a full-length tier there. If you do want to watch any of these episodes in full, then you can do. And then there are other tiers where you can pay to have a show reacted to. So if you want me to react to a show, go have a look at those tiers, see what they offer. But that's all I've got. So thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.